Good afternoon. Welcome to Daddy Still Broadcasting, formerly Daddy Daughter Broadcasting. Esanam and Daddy, we hope you all had a great, beautiful, amazing week. Let me just turn the air conditioner down. Actually, you know what? Before I pull off, I noticed something. It's hard to see me, so I'm just going to flip this over a little bit better. That looks better. Let's get our blinker on. Let's check our blind spot and let's move right into the flow of traffic, which thankfully is not thick at all. Actually, there's barely anyone on these back roads where I am. So, Esnam and Daddy, we just had an amazing weekend together with a ton of fun. And today, I actually got out of the house for the first time, you know, outside of, going to the office here and there to get some supplies that I needed with, obviously managerial position, permission and things like that. But today I really feel uplifted because I got out of the house with SNM for the first time in a long time. I mean, don't get me wrong. In the past couple of weekends, about 3 or 4 weekends, SNM and Daddy, we've been going out in the backyard, out in the front yard, playing some kickball. Hey, Gemma, my Asperger's sister, who also does a lot of fighting for LGBTQ plus and autism rights. I saw when I went looking at your channel a little bit. I noticed that you have an article about you in the news somewhere in an English newspaper. So congratulations on that. I think that's beautiful and amazing, Gemma. It's always great to see you. It's always amazing to have you around. So you are always welcome here, Gemma, and your friends are always welcome here also. But yeah, so Esnam and Daddy, we've been venturing out into the backyard. Well, congratulations, 2 years, in a belated 2-year-old fashion. Congratulations. But today, Esnam and I actually went to Tim Hortons, which is kind of like the Dunkin' Donuts of Canadian of the Canadian world, of Canadian reality. And in some northern states, you can see some Tim Hortons. But I'm not sure what the equivalent of Dunkin' Donuts and Tim Hortons is. But it's basically a place where you can get coffee, donuts, and pastry. And in the past certain amount of years, since it's no longer a Canadian-owned company, it's been owned by a Brazilian company for a long time. They're started trying to venture out into other food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner items, but they have not been very successful in doing that. But yeah, so let me see if I can just touch to Costa Coffee here. All right, well there you go. So in Gemma's neck of the woods in beautiful England, it is called Costa Coffee, and where we are is called Tim Hortons. So I got two double espressos. One I had in the morning, and the other I had in the afternoon, and two muffins, which I get fruit explosion muffins, which, as the name denotes, it has some kind of fruit jelly in the middle. Kind of reminds me of a crumpet. I don't know. I'm talking about American crumpets, Gemma, which are like pastries that have it's 3 sections. So you have 3 sections of jelly in amongst a cake kind of thing. And I remember those crumpets. I miss those. I haven't had those in years, but it kind of reminds me of that, the texture and especially the taste of the jelly inside. And then we got a car wash, and we made the car wash epic and great because we brought Angry Unicorn along with us. And wouldn't you know, Angry Unicorn, Gemma, is scared of car washes. So we had a lot of fun filming. Obviously, keeping Esnam behind me here in the seat so she would not be seen on camera. But we had some fun with the car wash and Angry Unicorn, and we had a lot of fun filming that. And the rest of the weekend, we went out for walks. We had a lot of fun doing that. Also made a video that I'm going to be editing sometime this week, I hope, where I get sexy with Siri. So I say some off-color, but not too bad things to Siri, and her responses are spot on, absolute boss, epic responses that just made me laugh my ass off because I love talking. I love talking to Siri in general. I know she's a robot. I know she's not real, but just kind of flirting with Siri and messing with Siri. I plan on putting out that video also sometime this week. And that's pretty much what we did, and also making more videos where with some movie magic. That's we've been shooting a lot this week. I shoot often anyway. I think every day I get the camera ready on my iPhone 10. I pull out the camera on my iPhone 10 at least once a day, if not more, because there's always something beautiful happening in life in general. Even even in the worst of days, there's always something beautiful to be had, to get in the shot, and to film and to document. And it's hard to see that sometimes, but it is true. And I feel like I'm overexposed. But Gemma, have you done anything? Have you gotten out? What are you up to these days? What's your next video? What are you planning to put out for your next video? Talk to me, Gemma. Talk to me. Hey, let me know. Um, yeah, and also, I mean, please try to type in all upper caps so I can see the comment, hopefully. But let me know what you're up to. Oh, you uploaded a beach vlog. Awesome. So I will definitely check that out. I'm looking forward to that. Did you go in the water? It's on your channel. All right. All right. So I will check that out for sure. Always great to see Gemma. Yeah, it's I don't plan on talking about or getting involved in any of the politics that's been going on, any of the crazy stuff that's been going on. I will say that I'm happy to see that a lot of places are opening up. Whoa! Summer! Summer! I can't yell too much because I'm driving, but it's great to see you, Summer. I haven't seen you in ages. And Gemma, even though I didn't scream when you got here, Gemma, I'm just as happy to see you. Don't get that wrong, little mama. But Summer, it's great to see you. It's just that it's been such a long time since I've seen Summer. And I don't know if you caught all that, Summer. I hope that David and Azura are doing great, and Esnam sends all three of you a beautiful, socially distant, and loving, happy hug. And same thing to you, Gemma. That's right, we got it, Vincent. Oh, man! All right, Vincent. I thought I had it, but it's Vincent. All right, so Vincent, I hope that Azura and Vincent, A and V, Azura and Vincent are doing well, and there you go. But yeah, so I was just asking Gemma what she's been up to. What are you up to? I was telling Gemma also that S&M and I filmed basically two videos this weekend. One where because we got out for the first time in a long time, so we got some coffee for the first time, two double espressos, and S&M got a beautifully colorful. We call them jimmies. They're the longer sprinkles. We got a beautiful sprinkled donut for S&M. And one thing I don't think you'll be able to see it, so I'm not even gonna flip the camera. Been doing great. I'm happy to hear that, Summer. I'm not even gonna flip the camera, but it's starting to look like it's snowing in Montreal, even though it's not. It's a beautiful sunny day. And the reason why it's starting to look like it's snowing is because of the poplar trees. The poplar trees are coming out. Always check your blind spots, kids. The poplar trees are starting to want to procreate. And when they start to want to procreate, they start to give off seed pods. And those seed pods are kind of like bigger versions of wishies. And they fly through the air and they literally coat the ground like snow in some places in Montreal. I am being a good denizen of the highway and letting this guy in, even though he's coming in at the last moment. But yeah, so it's starting to look like it's snowing basically. I feel like it would be hard to see. Let me know if you guys can see that. Uh, Let me know if you can see any type of snowy kind of particles on the highway. I can't see that. But Gemma says, love chatting with you, my Aspie bro. Well, I love chatting with you too, sweet Gemma from London, England. I said that like Jerry Lee Lewis said it, even though Jerry Lee Lewis was a tad bit disrespectful in his younger years to England. But not London though. I forget exactly where it is, but in beautiful England. So yeah. So let me know if you can see the poplar tree seed pods flying through the air. I don't know if it's captured by this beautiful, amazing, absolutely splendid device, which is the iPhone 10's forward-facing camera. But yeah, so there it is. So yeah, so anyway, Esnam and I put out we've been filming and Esnam sits in the back seat a little bit. Okay, so you saw at least something, but and we're not in a part of the highway where there's a ton of it anyway. But so yeah, Summer, Gemma, great to see you, ladies. I hope that I think in Minnesota the quarantine and stay at home instructions are lifting. Is that the case? In Canada, the stay at home instructions are still pretty they're lifting, but it's going slower in Canada than in the rest of the world, especially the states. The states seem to be opening up a lot faster than Canada, even though there's less people and a lot less COVID in comparison. But I'm happy with those measures going slow. So I don't want to touch that stuff too much because I don't get involved in politics, and I'm not saying you are, Summer. I'm just thinking my thought process is being verbalized as we speak. But yeah, um, so basically, and thank you, Summer. You remember to put everything all so, and traffic is going pretty slow, like it usually is, heading back to Montreal. And one of the reasons why I could not um, have my executive producer with me during the school year full time was because of the travel times and the wait times in traffic. But uh, it's always been that the traffic has been worse going back into Montreal as opposed to leaving Montreal. So go figure on that level. But at any rate, so what I was saying earlier before I was so elated to see Summer Rose because it has been a long time is that the yeah, I will say that I'm happy. David Macias, all of my great friends, my great YouTube brothers and sisters are here. Dave, tell me, is that you that sent me the friend request? Because I thought I was friends already with a David Macias. I thought that was you. Do you have two profiles that I should befriend? Because I got a friend request from you, Dave, and Sweet Louisa from Memphis, Tennessee. I am honestly honored and privileged and blessed to have all of our OG Daddy Daughter Broadcastingers with us right now. It's amazing. Yes, Dave. All right. Well, I'll hit you up and I will accept that friend request. As you can imagine, still working full time, still doing YouTube, still trying to be an absolute boss dad. And by the way, Esanam said, "Oh, Daddy, you're such a good dad." That made it all worth it. She said that this weekend. She said it earlier today, and that just really, it melts your heart and it really makes you feel so warm inside and full of love for this beautiful, amazing child that you had a role in creating. But I'm honored and privileged to have the OG Daddy Daughter Broadcastingers with us. A lot of you guys, all of you, all four of you have been with us since the beginning. So thank you for being here. It means a lot. So what I was saying is, I'm happy to see that things are lifting. Personally, there have been times where I've wanted to wear masks during flu season anyway. So I'm not too bothered by the masks, in all honesty. And I know that the masks don't do much unless it is N95. But at the same time, there are studies that, I think it can go up to, I might be wrong about this, by the way, I'm not a doctor, but if everyone wore masks, the transmission rate for COVID-19 would be like less. It would be, you would have an 80% chance of not getting it by everybody wearing a mask, even if it was not N95. But don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. So Gemma says, I'm dreaming of having to wear a mask and go back in public transport because of, I missed the last part, but I think I get the idea. You're excited to be able to wear a mask and go into public transit. Is that correct? Do I got that right? So yeah, but as far as I hope you're safe, by the way, Summer. hope you and Vincent and Azura are safe where you guys are. I know it's been rough in Minnesota. All that stuff went down in Minneapolis. And I watched that video of George Floyd. And I will say this, I don't get involved in politics or religion on our channel. That's not the place for that. And, but I will say that that was murder. That was murder. And it's just clear, it's evident. I'm so happy that the police men who were involved in that uh, are being prosecuted. I'm so happy. And I think Louisa knows that at Daddy Daughter Broadcasting, we love everyone. And Gemma knows that too, and Summer and David. We have a plethora of different people with us at Daddy Daughter Broadcasting. We've had people come and go. Like, I think there was a transgender guy who was hanging around for a little while. We love everybody here. And yeah, so I'm not going to get too deep into the politics of that, but I will say that what happened to George Floyd was terrible. It was murder. Murder. There are no two ways. If you sit there and watch that video, it is clearly murder. Absolutely 100% murder. And I'm so happy that they're being prosecuted. And I think that nobody should have to go through injustice. I've gone through a lot of injustice and a lot of abuse in my life at the hands of my parents, at the hands of society, at the hands of a bunch of different things and people. So, even though I'm not a black person who has to worry about, not getting a job or not getting this or that, and I cannot 100% relate to that. But nobody deserves to have injustice wrought against them, um, and it just shouldn't happen. We're all humans. We should all love each other and respect each other. And like I said, that's as far as I'm going to go into that. My daughter is a beautiful. I always tell her. I ask her. I remember I put out that video when we were daddy daughter broadcasting. What color are you? Well, your daddy's black, mommy's black, and daddy's white, but you're a beautiful color. Um, and she is a beautiful color, and she's a beautiful, amazing girl. And I would never, ever. And I've had some people tell me, you're not her dad, you're white. Well, first of all, I'm not even white. I'm Puerto Rican, and there are Puerto Ricans, and I just happen to look white because I have greenish blue eyes, uh, and lighter skin. But I'm not even white. I'm not even fully white. Um, but I've had people tell me you're not her dad. And first of all, try taking her away from me, and you'll see if I'm her dad or not, because she'll beat the crap out of you and bite your face off and break your legs while screaming and crying. So that definitely shows that. And then she'll be asking for daddy to protect her, and daddy will step in. But yeah, so I just know, having loved a black woman like you would love a wife, and having and loving still my daughter, that sorry, I didn't see that part. That's hard. I'm sorry. Well, thank you, Summer. You know what? I handled it like an absolute boss at that time, and I didn't punch him in the face like I felt like doing. But you know what? It is what it is. And like I'm saying, I don't want to get involved in the politics. There are some things I agree with, some things I don't. I think defunding the police is absolutely ridiculous, because you're asking for anarchy. But I think all crazy, ridiculous police officers who think that they can use their badge to be tyrants and do whatever they feel like doing should be weeded out and gotten rid of, and they should definitely lose the privilege they have of serving the people. And I'm so happy that the world is one step farther to seeing this happen in George Floyd's case. And I know that that's not the beginning of it. I know that's not the end of it, but it's an amazing step. So yeah, like I said, at Daddy Daughter Broadcasting, we don't get so. Louisa said Breonna Taylor is another black person who fell victim in being killed by cops. Well, yeah, was that not the woman who excuse me, I know it's totally not the right time to burp there, but sometimes it's got to come out. So, daddy burp. Uh, I know that's the woman who who cops went in their house with a search warrant and just shot her up in cold blood. And that is definitely another example of terrible, disgusting, unacceptable injustice. And again, should not happen in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah, my heart goes out. I've been seeing those often. They talk about a lot of this stuff on New Jersey 1015, which is a New Jersey State radio station I'm glued to during the day, except for when I got some work to do, obviously. But I listen to oftentimes New Jersey 1015 keeps me company during the workday. Uh, and, like you keep it low, like a lot of people do in their offices. You keep the radio low, so it's kind of just like background noise. And every once in a while, a song comes on. Well, this is talk radio, but every once in a while, somebody says something, or the talk comes on that you hear, and you're like, oh yeah, wow, that's interesting. Um, so yeah, so like again, I don't want to get too deep into the politics of it, guys, but terrible injustices, and just know that I'm on the side of love. I'm on the side of humanity because we're all human beings, and nobody deserves to be treated as a lesser human because of the color of their skin or their gender or their sexual preference. Because that's not, you can't do nothing about your color. You are what you are, and it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about that. And if God made us all the way we are, that's there's nothing you can do. You got to accept it and love it. And diversity makes beauty, and diversity makes strength and power. And we can learn so much from all different countries and people. We all just need to stay positive and not be out there to hurt people, and be out there to do positive and good things. So that's my rant. For what it's worth, that's my rant. Again, please excuse the burp there. I feel there needs to be an overhaul in the police. You bet your bottom dollar, Luisa. Definitely needs to be an overhaul there for sure. Summer Rose says heartless. Gemma says people need to mind their own business. Exactly. I think you're referring to what I was saying about Esenam. And sometimes I get looks where people look at like I hold Esenam a lot when we're walking. Sometimes she's tired. I'll put her on my shoulders. And sometimes you get those looks like, is that her dad? And I'm like, well, F you. It doesn't matter. I'm her dad. And trust me, I know Esenam. If somebody tried to take Esenam away from daddy, she would throw a fit, and you would know that's my daddy, and that's my daddy. You better not take me away from my daddy. So there you go. And you've all seen Esnam in our videos. She's an absolute boss, and she's getting so. Let's talk about that because that's what our channel is all about. Daddy and Esnam and Angry Unicorn. Just to let you guys know, sorry to repeat myself for Gemma and Summer Rose, but for David and for Luisa, I filmed the video where I got sexy with Siri, and I'm gonna film a couple more scenes of that video. I'm not done with that yet, but basically I say things to Siri that I don't want to say on this live stream because I don't want to ruin any surprises. But let's just say I tried to take Siri out on a date and get a little bit frisky with Siri, and her absolute boss knockdown responses will definitely make you laugh. And this weekend, we filmed more videos of flowers growing out of Esnam's hand, and she's amazing, guys. She's amazing. I always tell her, thank you for telling me how you feel. Thank you for telling me, what you want and what you don't want, what you like and what you don't like, because that's how I can help you as a daddy. So today she said, Daddy, I really like making those flower videos, but I don't like doing it over and over and over again. Because sometimes, when you want to get it perfect, just the perfect shot, the perfect take, sometimes you want to do it over and over again. And I'm always calm and patient with her, but at the same time, she gets really annoyed. So I'm like, okay, let's take a break. Let's take a break. But she just came out and said, Daddy, I don't want to do it over and over again. I said, well, sometimes, if we want to make it pretty, we got to do it over at least one more time. But I'll try to be careful with that, is what I told her. So I will try to be careful with that because I don't want to annoy her. But it also is a way of teaching her kind of self-confidence and discipline. But I love that. I love it when she tells me how she feels, and I think that's amazing. But yeah, so multiple sidetracks on this video, and that's all right. But so yeah, S&M, we did that, and we got out for the first time in ages, in months. Took the car for a car wash, which was much needed. I've only been driving it about once or twice a week, and it's been accumulating dust and pollen and all types of stuff. So I finally got it out, and we went to Tim Hortons. We got a donut for her and some muffins for Daddy, and a double espresso, which I had two of today, and I'm feeling good. And that felt really amazing. So, but we took Angry Unicorn, Glenda Glitterpoop, to the car wash with us, and we filmed it. And lo and behold, go figure, Glenda Glitterpoop is totally scared of car washes. So you'll see all the mayhem and antics that ensue as I try to calm Glenda Glitterpoop down in the car wash. Keep in mind, no daddies might have been harmed during that video, but no unicorns or daughters or cars were harmed during the making of that video. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So and that's also SNM asked me a question today, which was amazing, and it really allowed me to kind of hone. I tell her all the time, keep asking me questions. You're doing an amazing job asking questions, and she just keeps them coming, like all the questions. And I told her, the other day, SNM asked me, Daddy, how do jellyfish, if jellyfishes don't have bodies and they only have mouths, how do jellyfish make babies? So I said, listen, honey, I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. Let's look it up together. So I found a really good video, and then we made drawings on paper to show basically what happens. For those of you who might not know, nothing graphic. A male jellyfish throws the zygotes or the spermatozoids. Obviously, I didn't use the word sperm with my daughter, but the spermatozoids, he throws them out of his mouth, and the woman, the lady jellyfish, catches them in her oral cavity where the eggs happen to be, and they are fertilized. Those eggs fall, basically, in a nutshell, fall to the seafloor and become a polyp, and that polyp is actually like a live flower type of thing that grows into tiny jellyfish, and it keeps spouting out like a tree, spouting out more and more jellyfish until I guess the polyp dies or something. I don't know. I didn't get that far, but we started drawing that stuff out, in a fun way, and not graphic, not sexually graphic, but in a fun way, to show. And well, how does the daddy jellyfish get the seed into the mommy jellyfish mouth? Well, they don't have to touch each other. They just it's in water already. So the sperm between you and I, who are watching this, the sperm basically swims through the water and into the female jellyfish's mouth. And she also asked Daddy why. I don't know if there are comments coming or not. I don't want to miss anything. Usually I don't. A long time ago. So Luisa says refunding will be a terrible idea. Criminals will have a field day at the expense of law-abiding people. I think even defunding, and you're absolutely right. I think that is a ridiculous penchant of some of the movements out there. And I think right now the world is in a position where they're just throwing ideas out and trying to find a solution to all of these problems. But that's definitely a solution, which is to quickly be thrown out, because you defund the police, you'll get anarchy, absolute anarchy. But anyway, like I said, 1,000,000% at Daddy Daughter Broadcasting for human rights, black rights. And definitely, I know that there has been a lot of injustice, unfair, disgusting injustice in the past that needs to be rooted out in more ways than one. But that if that's got to start with police training and extra surveillance of the police. And I personally think you need to get rid of for the police, you need to get rid of that code of the brotherhood where you're not allowed to tell on your fellow policemen. Um, and you have this brotherhood and the police union and all that that's basically there to protect people who do bad things, and make people more capable of make police officers more capable of speaking up. In the realm in which I work, it's all about speaking up, and you do it in a respectful, polite way. You got it, Luisa. No worries, my good friend, my YouTube sister. But yeah, so basically, there has to be something's got to be done, and looking for a solution, I'm all for it. Something's got to be done, and I think it's got to be done sooner rather than later. I hope any people who are protesting do it respectfully and you know do their best not to get infiltrated by people who would do something wrong. But yeah, we definitely need to find a solution. So when I used to train police officers, I used to let me not read that just yet. Let me pull over to the side of the road here so I can read your comment. Just put my four ways on. That's a pretty long comment, and I'm almost where I gotta be anyway. Okay. So when I used to train police officers, I used to get two or three of them to ask me, "Are you really autistic?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry. That's why I'm here." Well, there you go. So yeah, and you know what? I think just like to deal with all different types of people, because we're all human beings that deserve respect and dignity and love, whether we're black, white, Hispanic, whatever, transgender, gay, autistic. I think police and it's the unfortunate. It's the how do I say this? It's not unfortunate, but it is uh, absolutely 100% the responsibility of police officers to make sure that they are doing their job correctly, and they have to deal with many, 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 many different types of people, and they need training on how to do that. It's not just about force and weaponry and you know not doing. It's not just about that. You got to make sure as a police officer that you are doing. I don't know about where you guys live, but in Montreal, we're allowed to take our seatbelts off when we're parallel parking. And I noticed I came in way too shallow on that parallel parking job, so I'm just gonna start over here. So yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I think that's great that as an autistic person, yeah, now I'm coming in too deep. All right, I will figure this out. Hard to do, hard to talk in parallel park at the same time, but I will do this. All right, so um, all right. Anyway, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna end this live stream now. That way I can parallel park properly and get my bearings straight, as the LAB says. Guys, thank you so much for being here. It has been an honor and a privilege seeing all of you. I love all of you, no matter what you do, no matter if you're autistic or black or white. Love you, each and every one of you. Big, platonic, friendly, loving hugs from Daddy and Esnam. You too, Summer Rose. And I'll follow up more with the things we learn. I answered Esnam's amazing question of why do the seasons repeat, and why do holidays keep coming back? Why does that happen? I was able to explain that to her, and that kind of got me to thinking too, and remember what I learned way back when. All right, guys, but thank you so much for being here. It really means the world. Much love and respect to you guys. Daddy, daughter, Daddy's still broadcasting. Signing off for now. Ciao, guys. More videos to come this week. Stay tuned. Love you guys. Hey, Brad. I'm just about getting off, but great to see you. We're doing the best we can. We're staying well, staying safe, and trying to kick butt and take names in a friendly, platonic, and figurative way. Take care, Brad. I have never gotten on Twitch, but stay strong on this Twitch streams, brothers. Brother, stay strong on the Twitch streams. Take care, guys.